Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Shri Govindaya Namo Namaste everyone, good morning. I would like to welcome you all and your family to this auspicious occasion, a unique interactive event on Bhagavad Gita, Spiritual Economics at Shri Krishna Vrindavana. Spirituality is a term to which each one of us has a different definition. But all of them circle into the honest belief of a higher power, the universe, and our own versions of God. It is something that needs to be done from a feeling of genuineness and deep belief. One of the quintessential contributions of India to the world is Shri Bhagavad Gita. It is the voice of Lord Shri Krishna and the first ever most powerful leadership workshop that took place in the battlefield but not inside an air-conditioned conference room. Containing the unlimited knowledge and wisdom that can be applied to modern day practices of business, Bhagavad Gita acts as a manual that has inspired even the famous personalities and thinkers like Mahatma Gandhi, Annie Besant, Madhvacharya, Indian mathematician Srinivasa Ramanujam, Albert Einstein, to name a few. Krishna is a role model for spiritually inclined leaders and managers. He demonstrates that being spiritual does not necessarily mean being soft. It only implies that one's decisions and actions are not rooted in stiff pragmatism, supported by sound values and operated by a desire to achieve the greater good. For today's discussions, we are lucky to have Shri Sugunendra Teertha Swamiji with us, who will share his wisdom on Bhagavad Gita and also hear from leaders like you in understanding the problems and also helping us with the solutions to them through Bhagavad Gita. Before that, I would like to take this opportunity to do a quick introduction of Shri Sugunendra Teertha Swamiji to all of you. Swamiji is a visionary and a modern thinker steeped in the tradition. His Holiness took sannyasam at the age of 12. In 1987, he presided over the World Hindu Conference in Nepal under the then King Birendra. He spearheaded the construction of Gita Mandir and also Gita Yajna. Inside the Gita Mandir, you can find all the 700 Bhagavad Gita shlokas in Sanskrit that have been transcribed in a granite stone. Under his guidance, Anna Brahma Bhojanashala was also built, which serves free meals to all the devotees visiting the Krishna Mandir. From 1999 to 2013, Shri Swamiji was selected as the President of the International Conference Religions for Peace and addressed the World Assembly in Jordan, Japan, UK and Italy. He has participated in various discourses held at Arizona State University, Hindu University at Orlando, Florida, Ashavidya Gurukulam, Stanford University of California, Hindu University at Nairobi, to name a few. An avid practitioner, Swamiji has written many books on Bhagavad Gita. We are very fortunate to have Shri Sugunendra Teertha Swamiji with us today. Before we start our discussion, I would like to request Shri Vijay Pullur, one of the founding pillars of Shri Krishna Vrindavana, serial entrepreneur and CEO of Pramati Technologies, to share a few words and set the tone for today's event. Thank you.
Pujya Shri Sugunendra Teertha Swamiji Nanna Bhaktipurvaka Namaskara. Good morning everybody. Thanks for taking time in your busy schedule to attend this very unique event on a Saturday morning. Talking of busy schedule, we all run from meeting to meeting, thinking about quarter to quarter and setting goals for our teams and the companies that we all lead and make sure that they are all achieved. However, we seldom get a chance to think about our overall life as to what the goal is and are we achieving those goals or are we working towards, and all the small milestones we are meeting, are they in line with the roadmap for the entire lifetime? So sometimes, as we would say, like we get caught in the weeds of life. So sometimes it's great to sort of go up 30,000 feet and look down upon our life and see whether it's on the right track. In a recent conversation, in a closed door conversation, some of us were discussing these sort of issues with Shri Swamiji, and he said that Bhagavad Gita has answers to corporate leaders. It answers how tactical and strategically how leaders should lead their life. And we were pretty intrigued by that. And we said, please come and share some of your knowledge with us. And his schedule, his busy schedule starts at 3 a.m. every day. And he goes to sleep maybe at 11 yesterday night. I left at 11, so probably he's left even later than that. So that's as busy as he is, and he still manages everything. And so it's wonderful to hear someone who has taken sannyasa at the age of 12 and led an ascetic life for 50 years as to how corporate leaders should lead their lives, and it will be a fresh new perspective to all of us. That is the context of this meeting. So he would share with us his knowledge from Bhagavad Gita applicable to all our lives, and he would likewise want to listen to all the problems or what issues that are there. That's the only way he can think of further solutions. So I request Shri Swamiji to enlighten us.
पूर्वेऽपि कर्दमपराशरपाण्डमुख्याः यत्सेवया गुणगणाख्यमपद्यमापुः तं पूर्णसद्गुणतरं करुणामृताख्यं नारायणं कुलपतिं शरणं निर्मत्य उग्रपवार्णवेर्यवनोपीष्टं दिशामीति यः सम्यक् ज्ञापयितुं करेण विलसन् मन्त्राणं मन्येन च रम्यं धाम तदन्महेश्वरजतग्रामश्रियोदङ्कृतिः कर्मद्दीश्वरभक्तिबन्धनवशः प्लितोऽस्तु कृष्णप्रभुः पापावली पाटरपट्टभागः श्रीपाणिपद्माञ्चितजानुजङ्गः गोपालपालकृतया स्वयन्नः श्रीपाण्डुरङ्गो भवतु प्रसन्नः सुमुखो सुन्दरतरौ सुनासौ सुखचित्तरो सुराराधितपादाब्जौ रमणनारायणोऽस्तु नः प्रथमो हनुमन्नाम द्वितीयो भीम एव च पूर्णप्रज्ञः तृतीयस्तु भगवत्कार्यसाधकः बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमस्मरणात् भवेत् मूकोऽपि यत्प्रसादेन मुकुन्दशयनायते राजराजायते रिक्तः राघवेन्द्रं तमाश्रये आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणामाकृतिं स्मरेति तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. We are very glad to have the leaders of corporate world here in the Sannidhanam of Lord Sri Krishna, the temple of Sri Krishna Vrindavana. And Krishna is very much pleased to have all of you here in his Sannidhanam, because he is corporate guru. That is why he is very glad to see his disciples here. And it may be very new for you that his message, Bhagavad Gita, is the guide for corporate leaders. And many of people they have some kind of misunderstanding about Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is only the Hindu scripture and it's religious, and other than religious people, just not useful. This kind of misunderstandings are there. And first of all, I want to clear that. I came to know this point when I was invited by the government of Singapore for the inauguration of International Gita Conference in Singapore 5 years back. And I was surprised also. In that conference, the representative of Singapore government, he expressed unhappy that people they are thinking Bhagavad Gita is the scripture of Hindus, but we don't agree that. So it is meant for everyone. That is why we arrange this kind of conference here and invited Hindu Swamiji here. Because it inspired everyone here. And finally he said the beautiful small nation of Singapore, very possible by the Canada, and plus people they had the conference and they asked the question, what is the inspiration for this achievement, building a nation in a beautiful way? Can we tell what he replied, Bhagavad Gita. Then all of us, it was appeared in the front page of the newspaper at that time. He said, for achieving this kind of work, if you go through Gita, then all the time you can achieve the goal very easily. Then I thought, okay, Bhagavad Gita is not only considered as moksha shastra, it is for everyone, for every field, for the achievers. And Arjuna it's not his personal questions. Sri Krishna made Arjuna as the representative of whole world. And Arjuna acted like an anchor, and Krishna, he has given this great message for everyone. Like an anchor is not asking for himself, but on behalf of all viewers and readers, they ask the question. In that way, Arjuna, as an anchor, he represented whole world to receive the message from God. If you see in this way, every person will find the solutions and inspirations, strength, energy from Bhagavad Gita. It's very amazing scripture according to Shastras also. There is no equal to Gita. If you think something is equal to Gita, that is Gita only, nothing else. Because according to the utterings of all acharyas, in this world, the greatest message is Mahabharata. That is why it is named as Mahabharata. Mahatvat Bharatvacha Mahabharata Mujjate. It is beyond Vedas. It is considered as Panchama Veda. In that Mahabharata, the greatest message is the यदि हस्ते कदन्यत्र यन्ने हस्ते नकरपटे. It is declared by all munis and rishis. Nothing is outside of the Mahabharata. Whatever you find the knowledge in this world, it has come out from Mahabharata. And the list of the Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita. Bharata, Parijata, Makaranda Pita. If you take Mahabharata as Parijata, is the Bhagavad Gita is the essence of that. That is why all knowledge kept in Gita. It's like thinker. To see the thinker is very small, but if everything is kept pen drive like that. So to see it is very small, but if you go through and dig deeper and deeper, then you will find everything there. So in that view, it is useful for rulers, it is Raya Shastra, it is Artha Shastra, and it is Sadhaka Moksha Shastra, and for everyone will get that inspiration from the Bhagavad Gita. Starting from the family problem, ending into the interaction problem. Even personal problem will be solved according to the Gita. Because Krishna, he analyzes them and he gives the guidance which is considered as time tested. It is time tested message, it is relevant for every time. That is why one can use the message of Bhagavad Gita. And I have many devotees who are considered as corporate world management group. They come all the time to me and ask that question. We are inspiring all the leaders, CEOs and presidents. What is the base? They said Bhagavad Gita. So everything is from Bhagavad Gita. Whatever we are preaching, whatever we are inspiring, it is out of Bhagavad Gita. They are telling like that. Then I thought, okay, if they are selling all the messages of Bhagavad Gita, if corporate people, they enter directly into Bhagavad Gita, they can influence it directly from Bhagavad Gita. It is like purchasing something from the shop. If you go to the farm only, if you purchase it directly, then you will be benefited and you will get the original also. And the shoppers, they sell, they add something, they mix something, and they manipulate, and they do something. Then we will not get the original thing. If corporate people, they can enter into Bhagavad Gita directly, they can fetch and they can take the message directly and they can use it. That is why we are talking to Jayapur. So let them come to, let them pay attention to Bhagavad Gita. Then they will be benefited. That is why my suggestion is all my people, everyone should enter into Gita and pick the message, and he can be inspired by the message. So rather than coming indirectly, if they directly come and they will get more benefit. That is why Krishna, how he inspired. And according to Krishna, this Gita is like a diamond. Diamond, in which direction you see the different light. Then only it is considered as great. Like the Bhagavad Gita, in which way you see, you will find the new light. Whatever message, whatever problem you have, then you will see, you will find the solution is already there. It's my own experience. I am always traveling because I am considered as Kali. Always travel around the world to spread the message and to propagate Bhagavad Gita and religious aspects. Whenever I was traveling in India, I started by car. Then my bad habit is always I have night journey. So whenever I have a night journey, I could not sleep. Because otherwise, all other people are with me, they sleep, sound sleep. Only the person who is not sleeping is me. All the time watching the idle doors of driver. But then it went days together. And doctors they were telling how you are surviving without sleep. You are always having the night journey. Then I started to think, what may be the reason? Only me, I am not getting sleep here. All the people they sleep easily. Then I came to know because this car is mine. That is why I am very worried. So that's why I could not sleep. Then what I did, I sold up that car and I booked the rented car. Then I could sleep easily. I was surprised how it is. When I am traveling in my own car, I can't sleep. But when I am traveling in others' car, I can sleep. Then I thought, oh, Krishna told, is that all root cause of all worries is me and me. I was thinking, if the driver make any mistake, the car will be collapsed and repaired and these things will happen. What should I do? I was thinking all the time. So I'm traveling in the other's car, then not thinking, I could sleep. Then I realized, oh, Krishna is correct. That if you think more and more it's me and me and me and my and everything is I'm doing, then it will give problems. If you think all the time I'm only instrument, so some other person is making to do something, then you are done. You are always relaxed. So for achievers, the main base is they should be all the time relaxed. Then they can achieve something. If more tension, more worries are there, they cannot take any decision. They cannot go forward. That is the question he is telling that first of all you come out from me and mine. So I am behind me someone is there. You accept that. Then easily you can achieve more. You can take a decision. That is why for all achievers, they should make their mind free all the time, relax. Then the energy will come, and then the strength will come. Then they can go fast, they can achieve more. This is not only for moksha, this is for our corporate world also, for any kind of achievers. Then only we can do more. And you may know Ravi Shastri is the guru of coach person of his mind, very close to him. And he asked me, Swamiji, can you say what is the message of Gita for cricket players? How we should win? Then I told that the cricket players' problem is they are always under tension whether we will lose this game, then what will be the consequence, and what if when we go back to India and all people they are using us and they protect us, all these things. When they play, they are thinking like that. So you first of all come out of these players in this mental status. You make them relax first, then they can achieve. I asked that the poor hitting 6 and beyond, and the ball comes, when you relax the body and make your hand very free, then you can hit properly. If you are always holding the bat and very alone, then you will miss the ball. This is it. Krishna says, when the ball comes near, you relax your hand. The Ravi Shastri was so delighted. Who told this? I told this from Bhagavad Gita. I am not telling my personal. In Gita, Krishna said, always relax and you will achieve more. But whenever we are having me and mine, our mind will not be relaxed. It will be caught. That is why Krishna said, all the time control your emotions. Emotions should not take over. All the time you should put the burden to another person, then you can kill. That is why Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Ananyas Chintayantu Ye Janaha Paripasate Tesham Nitya Kirtanam Yoga Kshemam. So if you rest on me, then I will take care of you. You cannot do your duty in bigger way. So if we are ready to accept that someone is going to take care of us, and we are only the nimitta matram bhava sarve sacha, then we can do more. Many times what we feel, on account of my calculation, on account of my teacher, on account of my steps, I have achieved this one. But Krishna says, if you think like that, why can't you second time? In the life, we may achieve something once, but if you use the same method second time, third time, you will not. Then something is behind that. So that if you accept that something is behind that, and if you are ready to accept, it's not my goal, it is collective achievement, then you will collect more. Parasparam bhavayantaha Shripadha. This whole world is running with a collective effort, not individual effort. Krishna said, how this whole world running? He says, Devas, they give the rain. By the rain, we will get the food. Then, after we are okay, then again we should please Devas. Then again they are going to grant the rain. This is like cycle. If cycle is strengthened, then everything will be okay. So first of all, one should come to the point, I am not individual, so everything is collective. Everything is achievement, it is collective, not the individual. So something is behind us, and if you having the alignment with that force, then you can achieve more. If you are away from that force, then you cannot achieve. Sometimes you can achieve. That is why everything is run by karma system. So you concentrate on your achievement and your effort rather than thinking about the phala. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't think about the phala, because you concentrate on journey, not the destination. And you should give up and you should leave to others. What we are thinking when we travel on the flight, we are thinking all the way whether my bag will come or not. If I am going to miss the bag, then what should I do? My all clothes are there. Krishna says, why do you think like that? After getting home, you can think. Why you are wasting all the journey time? You can relax. Thinking you cannot find any solution when you are traveling. Only after coming and baggage claim, if you go there, if your bag is not coming, then you can find the solution. All the time, why are you wasting your time thinking whether I am going to get the bag or not, you are wasting your relaxed time. Take rest. Someone is going to fulfill that. That is why Krishna says all the time keep mind free and free from fear and free from pressures, and all the time you achieve more. We think higher and fire is the best way to achieve more. Pressure is the best way, like far achieve more. Krishna says, you put pleasure in a place of pleasure. So once you practice, enjoy the effort, then phalam will be automatic. When you are always thinking about the phalam, then you are going to lose the achievement. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, ubhayorapi drishtvantaha, anayamo tattvarakshya. This is a very great declaration of Krishna. He says, in this world, no action is missing fruit, phalam. All actions are having with phalam. No one can miss the phalam. Then, why should we worry? We should worry if we are going to miss the phalam. If one case is that this action is not having phalam, then the whole system will collapse. If one action is not having phalam, then God is not perfect. So He cannot manage all these things. Then the whole world will be collapsed. That is why you should accept all actions are phalam, whether it is good or bad. Even small action is also having phalam. And all actions are recorded. So this Atma Sakshi recording everything. It is like CCTV. So you need not worry about that. You cannot see CCTV, but everything is recorded. Now you are not going to miss anything. You are having all phalam. Then unnecessary worrying about that. So to take the decision, the right decision, first of all, you should prepare your mind. Mana eva bhavishyāvāṁ kāranam bandhamukṣya. So your mind is always, it should be perfect. Whatever setting you choose, according to that your mind is going to work. So if you rectify the setting, then you are rectifying the actions and all the attributes. So you should always notice what kind of setting I am having in my mind. In mobile, if something goes wrong, what we do, we go to the settings and we will rectify everything. Then it will be okay. So setting is more important than the action. That is why, first of all, you set according to the guidance and according to the message of Gita. You set your mind, then you can achieve more. Krishna said, people they worry unnecessarily. They have a tension unnecessary because they are not going to miss any phalam, and they are not going to have the loss also. According to Krishna, there is no loss. One should delete the word loss. He asks, what means loss? Loss means, if you ask the auditors, CPAs, what they say, what is the investment and what is the return, and calculate and the structure things, loss or profit. Krishna asks, what is the investment? It's zero. When you come to this world, you didn't bring anything. Your investment is zero. Then how can you declare loss? For calculation of loss, you should have the investment. And what is your investment? So Krishna says nothing to worry. I didn't put in anything. Whatever I will get, it is only bonus. It is only profit. In that way, if you set in your mind, then all the time it is out of fear. It will be free. According to the setting, everyone will act, and everyone will achieve according to the mind setting. So, what if someone is capable to setting his mind, then he can produce more. Atmeva Shakmano Bantuhu, Atmeva Dipura. And also, many people they think someone is disturbing me and someone is damaging me, and if I will change him or if I will punish him, then only I can achieve more. Like your enemy is within you, not outside. If you consider that, then you will not find any enemy outside. And convert everything in positive. Enemy is the more strength for achievement. If someone does not have any enemy, he cannot achieve. It's like the opposite party. If there is no opposite party, government will not achieve more. So take it as positive. And instead of curbing them, you achieve more. It is like when we travel in a car, then some dogs, they start a bar. And some dogs in India, maybe, they follow car and to attack. Then if you stop the car and if you try to punish the dog, then you are wasting your time. What should you do? You accelerate and you go fight. Then dog will enter. So instead of punishing your enemy, if instead of thinking about your enemy, if you accelerate your progress, then that itself is the answer. You need not worry. Because of that, your progress is more. That is why Krishna, he said, I have created the enemies because for the benefit of you. So take all enemies as like they are the supporters. They are supporting to competition and everything is positivity. If you fail, then all the time will be done. Krishna says, first of all, you should fix the destination, not the middle one, it's the final destination. If you fix the final destination, then you will not be shaken. Why we are shaken? Because our final destination is not confirmed. That is why all the time you find out what is my final destination. Without address, if you start to travel, then you will be end up with mess, panic. Where should I stay? So first of all, you find the address and finalize the address, destination. And all the time you ask, so what? What next? What next? Then you will come to know how to proceed. Without ending your destination, without finding your destination, if you go, then in the middle you will be panicking. So finding the destination is the most important. That is the decision-making process. And Krishna said that great decision-making is not difficult. He is revealing another message that all the time I am giving the direction to every person. I am giving the opportunity for every person. But it is your fault, you are not listening. So if you are ready to listen, you will not miss any guidance. It is like a GPS. In the car, we have the GPS. It says, go left, right, like that. Every moment is giving the direction. If someone is neglecting all the time, I don't listen. Then what will happen? Recalculate. Then it will take months. Thereafter, for you, no destination, nothing. Krishna says, all the time your Sakshi is guiding you. Through your Sakshi, I am like a GPS, I am sending the message. But what you are doing, you are not listening to that. That is why you are listening. You will end up with the problem. If you practice to listen the message which is coming in our Sakshi, then all the time you are going in the right path. So strengthen your Sakshi. Atmaiva Shakmanavantu. Strengthen your Sakshi first. Then all the time you are guided. If you neglect yourself, whenever you are going to take a big decision, you ask your Sakshi. When we come to calculation 50-50, if I go in this way, 50% pros and cons, then you don't know how to do that. Then you ask for Sakshi. It will never misguide you. All the time it will guide you. That is why Krishna says, strengthening Sakshi is the prime duty of every person. Then he will not miss anything. God has given all kinds of opportunities for everyone, but we are the people, we are neglecting that. That is why we cannot achieve more. That is why during the Krishna Janmashtami we celebrate one game that is called the Masarukuri. In that game, Krishna, he was playing that game. What one person will hang the curved pot and he is going to shake here and another person he should hit that. If he will hit the pot properly, then he will get the scars and milk or anything. If you are like that, Krishna says, I am always having the pot opportunities to you, but you are not hitting that. What can I do? So God is sending all the time opportunities for everyone, but we the people, we are not paying attention for that. That is why we are missing and we are failing. Krishna says, all the time, watch the opportunities. And you need not plan, but God has set the plan. Instead of planning yourself, you should decode the plan of God. There is a master plan for whole universe, for every person, but he is not revealing that. Once you try to reveal the plan, then he will be successful. If plan is yours, you may not be successful. If plan is God, then you will be all the time successful. You need not worry. That is why the decision making and facing the risk and leadership, all these things should be preparation, mind setting. So once we are able to set our mind properly, then once we are ready to listen the inner message from our Sakshi, then we will be done. How to strengthen the Sakshi? It is if you all the time follow Vachika, Karika, Manasika together, then your Sakshi will be all the time strengthened. Don't think something and say something. Do something. All the time you make in one line your words, deeds, thinking, everything should be in one line, then power will be generated. Then you will get the right guidance. It's like a thief. First time he is going to steal something. At that time, his inner voice says, don't do. Half an hour he will try. Then finally he takes the decision, okay, I have to steal. And he is told how. Second time, that voice is very less. Third time, no voice. The fourth time, he said, stealing is my dharma. Why everyone should steal? It's my dharma. Then he lost everything because he killed his Sakshi. The DPS, which is warming, he neglected. That is why thereafter there is no way out for him. Krishna says, all the time listen, that is my message. And you all the time give the prominence for your Sakshi first, then you will be done. That is the message in Gita, Krishna says, and how to control the ego. So if you boost the ego, then you will miss all the opportunities. If you curb your ego, then you are going to achieve more. That is why it is said aham. Aham is the most dangerous thing for everyone. Because once aham comes, immediately our ear will be closed, our eye will be closed. Because we cannot receive anything from outside. When the person is very arrogant, he is not ready to listen to anyone. He will not get a good new idea. Ideas are not you cannot get ideas from higher people. You can get a big idea from a child also. If you are open, then any man you can give, beggar also he can give great idea for your country. Great solution. No one knows idea. God is sending idea to whom? Even a beggar can give a bigger idea. That is why one should be open for that. He should not have any ego. Curb the ego. And you are free. Then you can achieve more. That is why Krishna is guiding every achievers how to rectify and how to set his mind and how to be the action and what are the pros and cons. That is why Krishna, he didn't reply point to point to Arjuna. The Arjuna's argument, all of you know that I am not going to fight, I will go back, and I am not ready to kill all these people like that. When Krishna was replying, he didn't list out this is the first point, second point, third point. Because he didn't reply all his points. Just he said something different. Krishna says, arguments are not based, most of the time, arguments are not based in points, based in emotions. So if you rectify that emotion, then all the time you will answer in that argument. That is why he didn't touch any point of Arjuna. Just he will give the fact. This is the fact. Then Arjuna was gained his energy back. Nashto moha smriti labdha tat prasada mayat. So just he was facing his relative as culprit. And for that he should give the new sentence to death. Then he started to argue the sentence to death is very bad because once we cannot make one person bring back to the life, how can we give the punishment as death? Then it is noticed that why he is arguing like that, the person who is in front of him, he is his relative. That is where this argument is coming. Krishna said all the time arguments are based on emotions, most of the time. So if you rectify that, then you can answer that argument. That is why Krishna really touched any parts of Arjuna and he made the decision should come out from himself. We should make our staff and our executives to kindle their capacity. They should take the decision and they should go back. Then we should follow them. Then only we can achieve more. That is why Krishna, he did reply directly and he made Arjuna to think. And Krishna, he could order him, you should fight. Otherwise I will not leave you. I will punish you. He didn't take that way. He just says, think and take a decision. That is the greatest of Lord Krishna. Like that, throughout the Bhagavad Gita, you can see the messages for everyone. It is not only Moksha Shastra, it is the Shastra of corporate people, rulers, and mainly it is Mother Shastra, how it is. And whole Gita is considered as the great epic. And all words, all numbers, they are having the meaning. You see, Gita is spread out in 18 chapters. The 18th number is having its own meaning. Why it is in 18 chapters? Everything is, if you see, everything is in under 18. The Mahabharata war went on 18 days. The army which participated in that battle, 18 Akshobhya. And in Purana, Ashtadasha Purana. Like that, this is Sankhya Shastra. 18 is spread out throughout Mahabharata. It is in Ramayana, it is 7. In Ramayana, everything runs on 7. The Ramavatara is the 7th avatar. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Bhagavadgita. And in Ravana Yuddha, it is 7 days. In Ramayana, 7 Kandhas. And the Rama, the name itself represents 7. Ram is 2, Yara. Ma means 5, Papa, Baba, Ma. 2 plus 5 is 7. Everything is 7. Because the message of Ramayana is Rama is the secret of the universe. Because whole universe is, it is considered in a number of 7. There is Saptasagara, Saptadvipa, and 7 days, and Saptakirana, and Saptaswara. Whole universe is concluded in 7 numbers. And Krishna, Sri Rama is the secret of this universe. To give that message, in Ramayana it is 7, and in Mahabharata it is 18. What is the message of 18? The whole Upanishad says 18 means whole universe. How Jiva is coming out of samsara, that is 18. 18 means Narayana. If you convert the word Narayana into numbers, it will be 18. Na means 5. Tata, Tata, Na. Ram means 2. Yara. Ya means 1. Totally 8. And Na means 10. Cha, 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 na. Ta, 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 10. 10 plus 8, 18. The Narayana word is representing 18. And Yuddha, the war happened for 18 days. 18 actually. Bhagavad Gita is containing 18 chapters and 18 Ashtadasha Purana. And everything is 18. In Bhagavatam, 18 shlokas, 18,000 shlokas. Like that, everywhere 18, because through the number also it gives the message. Not only it is Manashastra, it is Sankhya Shastra also. That is why in this world, the greatest scripture is Bhagavad Gita. Even every person can get the message and inspiration from Bhagavad Gita. And it is proved, many scientists and many rulers have found this secret. And the Indians, we should be very much proud. Not only proud, we should be benefited also. That is why my thinking is, why don't we have corporate leaders? They should be benefited by Bhagavad Gita to take the great decisions and to achieve more and to make their company progress. That is why you leaders, you should follow the Gita and go through Gita and be benefited and get the blessings of Krishna. That is why we express to share our views with the corporate leaders here. I'm very much glad to have leaders here in San Jose. And I found that, and I researched that why startup companies are more in San Jose, in this Bay Area. Why not other people? And finally I thought this may be the reason, because this place is the place of achievers. According to Puranas, this California is, the name California says Kapila. Here, Kapila Muni, he was living here. According to Purana, we might have heard the story of Sagara Maharaja. And Sagara Maharaja, he was about to do the Ashwamedh, and he sent the horse and it was missing. And he said he had 60,000 sons, and 60,000 sons, they started to search the horse, and then they did the earth, and they came to Patala, and in Patala they found a horse, and along with the horse they saw one rishi called Kapila. Then they thought this rishi stole another horse. Then they were about to attack the rishi. Then rishi, he comes to them, and all 60,000 sons they turned into ashes. The news came to Sagara Maharaj. Then the divine message came: if the Ganga comes to the ashes, then again they will come up to the light. Then in that Surya Vansha, everyone, king was crying, Amshwan, Dilip, and finally Bhagirath came. And Bhagirath could bring the Ganga from heaven to earth and earth to Patala. When the Ganga comes to Patala, then all 60,000 sons, they again came to life and they were blessed. According to Purana, the event happened in California. This is Kapila. That is why Shankaracharya, the Brahmacharya, was telling that California is nothing else Kapila. In Tamil, the third word will be coming to the second word. The Madurai, Kurudai. And Kapila has been changed into Kalipa. So Kalipa, Aranya, Kalipa. That is why this is the place where Bhagirath had come. And Bhagirath is representing the effort and the big effort. This is the land of Bhagirath. This is the land of achievement and effort. That is why we can see more startup companies. Many people, they are like, we will effort. That is why I am very much proud of this place, Saturday, and especially for Indians, they are getting more good names here. So that is why I am very glad to share my views on Gita with you, and you should be proud because not only the Bhagavad Gita is coming from India, so that India should be benefited more from that. That is why I wanted to share my views with you, and I express that according to that. Another devotees may arrange this meeting with you. I'm very glad to have all of you here. And also, this is a correction of me, mainly in the USA. We have many projects and programs, and we have established 10 temples here. And every 1,000 months we are having our own temple, PujyaShri, Raleigh, Atlanta, and Houston, Dallas, Arlington, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and here and Seattle. Everywhere we are having our temple change here, and where the friend is spreading Gita and our Indian culture here. I am very glad to say that. And now in Udupi, Krishna temple, I have the fourth opportunity to move the temple for 2 years. There is a system of rotation, it is called Pariyaya. So next, after 2 years, I am going to have that opportunity. In connection with that, this time I wanted to run my Pariyaya in the name of Bhagavad Gita. So that is why I wanted to, everyone should come to Gita. Then Krishna will develop a place. That is why I have declared Koti Gita like 1 crore people, they should write whole Gita and offer it to Krishna. By that they will get the blessings of Krishna, not only blessings, but 1 crore people will be inspired by Gita. So we should introduce Gita to everyone for the next generation also. That is why I have coined this program, spreading the Gita to every door, every house. The Koti Gita is like. So we request, pay the attention to Gita, then you will be benefited, and spread the Gita everywhere. And for your colleagues and for your staff, you take the class of Gita, and you will get more production. And according to the message of Krishna, you take the class of Dhyana, then the staff mind will be more strength and they can produce more like that. If you go through Gita, you will be more benefited. That is why we are conducting the program of Koti Gita recommend. 1 crore people, they should join. And please suggest your staff to go through Gita and benefit by Gita. That is the purpose also. So my whole life is for training for Gita because I am benefited by Gita. So that I wanted to dedicate my life to propagate the Gita everywhere. So I am very glad to share my purpose and my intention to spread the Gita everywhere. And once again, I appreciate your presence here, and I take Lord Krishna to bless all of you. And next time, your contribution to lead and children give more potential and give more prosperous. That is the prayer I am going to offer to Lord Krishna.
Thank you, Swamiji. Now we would like to open up for Q&A. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Please state your name and the company name, and Swamiji will be able to answer all the questions. And we have volunteers who will hand over the microphone to you.
Thank you, Swamiji. You've taken so much of your time to educate us and without even glass of water, so thank you. My name is Vijay Sundaram. I'm with a company called Zoho, which is actually an Indian-based company, and happy to be here. So my question is, you discussed how in our thinking, people are all connected together. You don't feel the burden yourself, and other people who will take the burden from you, was what you were taught. If you look at Western philosophy, it is often built from the individual, the notion of an individual right or an individual ability. And that is the basis of the philosophy here, the liberalism of the West, the capitalism which has shown its own success in its own way. How do you reconcile or connect that? What is your view?
I noticed the difference between Eastern philosophy and Western philosophy. The Western philosophy is mainly based on boosting the ego so that they think that one can achieve more. Once the ego is boosted, then he will get more power, so he can achieve more. But the thing is, he may achieve more, but the thing is, it will end up with a big problem. It's like, so here, children, they are taught that take your own decision and think you are the boss for you, no other boss like that. So they are going to miss the experiences from other people. That is why, if you start to think, I am not the boss, boss is other person, then I am ready to receive the ideas and I am prepared to receive many ideas and suggestions. If you push the ego, then you are not receiving the ideas or guidance from any other person. Your idea may be successful or wrong. But here, once you curb the ego, then always you are getting more ideas and you can make a better decision. That is why what I think the Eastern philosophy is better than Western thinking. What we teach, first of all, that day one we teach Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. You respect other people and you receive from them. Then you will be benefited. But here, what we do in the day one, don't listen to your man, don't listen to your dad. They put the 911. The child what thinks, I am the boss for me, no other boss. Then the child is, because it's immature, so it is missing the guidance and experiences from others. That is why what we feel, according to Krishna, that all the time receive open your mind to receive the suggestion from anywhere, and don't develop the ego. Don't think it is my right and it's me and mine. Then you are missing everything. You may be successful for a time being, but in the end you are mess. That is why you see the divorce rate is more here, because we developed, I am the boss for me. I need not to listen to any other person. When the case of marriage or anything, what we feel here, you don't listen to everyone. You take your decision. That is why this kind of problem is coming. The better is we open our mind without any ego.
Swamiji, first of all, thank you for enlightening us with your wonderful speech. This is a lot of people at the CIO of Festivals and you've tried to summarize the importance of Gita in corporate world in 45 minutes. So a lot of us would love to possibly learn about the Gita. If you also suggest a way how we can build the model of corporate life and corporate world. What's the easiest way for us to complete this?
First of all, the better way is if you go through Sanskritam, then you will get the original spirit. Or else you can go through the commentaries, and the hundreds of commentaries are there. For a small book, so thousands of commentaries there. So you can go through commentary, and then you will find the solution for your own problem. It is kept there like that. So first I suggest, first you go through Gita directly, and we can also arrange for classes. Whoever is going to have an interest to learn, we will arrange individually or publicly. So we have the website, we will arrange the classes there, and by hunting Gita and understanding Gita, debate on Gita, all these kinds of classes we are also having. You can join that.
Okay. Swamiji, thank you so much for a great lecture. I have a question. Company called Reference Silicon. What is your advice when you have to go through big problems in company, you have to lay off people, and those are very hard times. So what is management you take from when they have those hard times and what's your advice on that?
Yeah, my advice is all companies they are having the CSR fund like that. In India, I know, but here I don't know. So you try first preference to keep them people together. The layoff should be the last option. You should not be the first option. So whatever the company is going to give the charity, instead of that they can save their staff by that charity money. So first of all, once you preserve your all staff, then they can, in return, they will benefit the company more. That is why maybe the profit and the margin may be small, but the better way, keep the people together as much as possible.
My name is Krishna. So I am running a connected vehicle platform company called Meetup. So First of all, thank you very much for sharing your vision. It's a great enlightenment for me personally. On a lighter note, Bhagirath took all the Ganga waters to India, so right now Kapila is in God. We need to figure out a way of coming out of that. But anyway, on another question, in a culturally diversified environment, how to practice and preach this spiritual economics or about the Gita, because we are always under the pressure of learning about other cultures and coexist with those environments also. So what is your suggestion about that?
My suggestion is, whatever may be the outside environment, but within our house, we have our own environment. We should not be changing the environment inside the house. That's why I'm always saying, be Indian in your house, and maybe American outside. Nowadays, what is going on? The parents, they are influenced by the Western culture. Then children are also influenced. So we should prevent parents to be influenced by Western culture. So if they make up their mind to preserve the Indian culture, they can succeed. I notice many families still they are following the Indian culture because of their great effort inside their house. So parents should make, first of all, they should talk in mother tongue. The language is holding all the cultures. So here parents and husband and wife, they talk in English. Then how can you expect your children should talk in the mother tongue? So first of all, parents, they should preserve their culture, and they may have that double effort, but if they will try, it is possible to preserve our culture in this landmass. But first of all, inside the house, we should preserve our culture with great effort.
Swamiji, my name is Sujay. I'm very honored to be asking you this question. This is a question about management principle. You said to achieve more, you need to relax more and pass on the work to others in the company. So my question is, when should leaders learn to lead from the front versus allowing others to do the job? When should leaders know when to lead from the front versus letting others do the job? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ ಈಗ ಟು ಅಚೀವ್ ಮೋರ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ನಾನೇ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮೂಲಕ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಹೌ ಡು ಯು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ವಿಶ್?
ಕಂಪನಿಯವರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು, ನಾನೇ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದು
ಹೌದು
ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು.
ಹೌದು. ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ?
ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಇತರರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಪಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆವಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ, so we do first, then others will follow. All the time, it is said in Mahabharata, people work to see their leader. You need not tell anything to your staff, but they watch what you are doing. So if you do whatever you want to your people to do, then automatically they will do. Raja Kalasya Karanam. There is a question, a very attractive question. Kalava Karanam Rajah, Rajava Kala Karanam, Idite Samshayo Mabod, Raja Kalasya Karanam. This is Krishna, in Mahabharata it is said, always people they follow leader, not the time. Time is not reason for anything, but the leader is the reason for everything. So You do first, then they'll follow. That is why we give the more respect for Gita. Whatever preached in Gita, Krishna himself he followed. He said, curb the ego. He himself curbed the ego. He sat in lower seat of Arjuna. Actually, he is the leader. Arjuna is the follower. But Arjuna was sitting higher seat, but Krishna was sitting in lower seat. He said, I have no ego. I don't mind to sit in lower seat also. So then Arjuna, he became devotee of Krishna. So the main theme of the Gita is, once our mind will come out of the ego or me and mine, then it will be free and people will follow us.
ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಪದ್ದು ಬೇಲನಹಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಸಿಸ್ಕೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಕೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆನ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇವಾಗ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಸಿಟಿಸನ್ಸು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾನವ ಧರ್ಮ ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದೂ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇದು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳುಗಳ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆ ಭಾವನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನು ಇವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೇಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಥರ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಬರೀ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ? The question in English is, what I'm trying to ask is, we are all becoming global citizens today, and then we are trying to form some sort of a human kindness and the human mentality across the board as good citizens of the world. But within us, probably for our samskara, we have the Hindu dharma or Indianness, or so many things are involved as a parent. But our kids are also going into a mode of thinking that, hey, we are actually the global citizens. We don't need to really know the Hindu dharma or Hindu god or whatever it is. Even though we practice and preach, but in their mind they are already evolved a little bit bigger than maybe the Hindu god concepts. So how do we really get that kind of a knowledge base of the Hindu Sanskriti and Hindu dharma, Indianness, reach them? How do we preach them, or how do we tell them without being ourselves considered as a racist?
That's a very good question. And first of all, what we should do, we should clarify what is global. Global means not one culture. So, collection of all cultures are considered as global. It is like garland. In the garland, only one color flowers are there. It will not be more attractive. If different colors flowers are there, it will be more attractive. So we should convince our kids that globalization means not having one culture, plurality. So one should keep all their culture, then we will be globalized. Having the separate culture is not against the globalization. It is pro-globalization. So if we erase the difference of cultures, then cultures will go. That is why we should follow our culture and others should follow others' culture. Then it is globalized. This is the meaning of democracy also. In democracy, all people they are allowed to have their own religion, their own practice. Then we are considered as global. So globalization means not losing our culture, but globalization is including our culture with other cultures. So we should clarify this point to those people who are having the confusion.
Swamiji, my name is Sai Guruvali.
amazing you connected GPS, Sakshi to Bhagavad Gita. It's, while I'm listening to you, I'm just connecting even running a company. It's almost like a Mahabharata. We are like Arjuna, always thinking of, and Yuddha is a competition, trying to win the war every day. And as you talked about, we all start individually, and as we start seeing success, the I eventually seems like becoming we. The profit eventually becomes purpose of life as well for many people, like Bill Gates and all of that. Initially they were very aggressive to be very successful. Eventually they started bringing kindness to the society and all of that. So, I'm connecting what you said, the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, back to a business, what we are running on a daily basis. But very beautifully narrated. I never thought that I could connect business to Mahabharata, but every angle that you're talking, you're just bringing it back to Bhagavad Gita. Beautifully done. Thank you very much. Very inspiring. Last question.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸುಪ್ರೀತ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಥಿಯೋನ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ಫೌಂಡರ್ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ I'll switch to English so that everybody gets this. You have traveled around a lot of places, you have seen many cultures, and you gave a very good insight that strengthening the Atma Sakshi is a very important thing for all of us to do. Practical prescriptive how can we strengthen Atma Sakshi? Now that we are already this grown up, we are already imbibed so many cultures inside. We have our own ways of living, our own ways of doing things. Even I would ask this question as a parent, what is those simple tricks that can help somebody strengthen Atma Sakshi?
Yeah, I have told that you should practice togetherness of walk and mind action. It may be small thing. For example, I say, so we are going to some place and we told we are coming, but we are late. The guy is asking, where are you, where are you? Most of the people, they say, I am nearby. But they didn't start yet. They are in their house only. But what they comment, I am here only, just now I am coming. So you are contradicting your action, your talk, all these things. It's not necessary. You can say that. It may take 20 months because I have not started yet. So if you say actual situation, then you are keeping your Sakshi as pure. If you say, I am just now here only, then you are weakening your Sakshi. Sakshi will be strengthened by following. It's like GPS. If you are following GPS properly, further direction is coming. If you are not following, then it will be weakened. No solution. So that is one way. And another one way is that ekagrata. The great message of Bhagavad Gita is the strength of ekagrata, the power of ekagrata is superpower. There is no equal power for the power of concentration. If you practice that concentration, then you will strengthening your Sakshi. There's another way. That is why in most of the stories in Puranas, someone is practicing the tapas. At the end of the tapas, God himself will come. What brings God to his place? Because if someone is practicing the ekagrata, God should respond. He should not neglect. He cannot neglect. That is why shaking God, the power is ekagrata. If you are practicing the power of ekagrata, you can shake God also. You can call him to your place. So one should practice. That is why jhana. So if you practice to have the ekagrata, then you are strengthening your sakshi. Then it will guide you.
Hello. Thank you, Swamiji, for your wisdom words and sharing with all of us today. I'm pretty sure spending this Saturday with us it is a wonderful pleasure for all of you and for us also. So I want to list key takeaways from today's session. One is, as Swamiji said, concentration and the power of ekagrata. And also taking baby steps to understand the inner emotions or the sakshi that is coming out of our mind. One of the leadership lessons of Krishna, as described in Bhagavad Gita, attests that the subject of leadership was profound in the East, and its principles are still applicable to businesses and organization today. Krishna defines 3 basic principles, which are discipline of learning, discipline of speaking, and also discipline of equanimity. All of these disciplines are important for effective leadership. Today's leadership authorities also agree that effective leaders have to be learners. That's what Swamiji emphasized on. Leadership is not only about teaching people, but also to follow a certain path or a certain thing, but it also learning things that needs to be taught. We are very, very fortunate to have Swamiji address us today, and I really want to thank you and your family for spending again time with us. And I want to thank Shri Krishna Vrindavana Temple and all the volunteers from Shri Krishna Vrindavana for making this event very smooth. I want to take 2 minutes to thank our core team members. Shri Guru Prasad, Ravi Pangal, Shri Vijay Pullur, Shri Suresh Babu, Venki Tantri, Shri Shah, Ramadas, Paddu Mallinhalli, Ravi Shankar, Subramani, B.V. Jagdish, Sadanand, Srinath Rao, Gopal, Satish Jamakandi, Shruti and Shaila. We also want to thank our photographer Radhika for taking all the beautiful pictures, making this event memorable. Few instructions that I was told about your cars. You have to inform the valet 15 to 20 minutes before you want to leave the venue. Please keep that in mind. Lunch will also be served at 1 p.m. We'll have a group photo right now, and Suresh.
So can we have all the guests come for the group photo? Please come on the dais, and if you could please stand behind Sri Guru. Radhika will guide us through how will we assemble. Can I request all the guests to come up? Sorry. Radhika?